¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Muy buenos días y bienvenidos a esta quinta y última jornada de este Wake Up Spain 2024. Una jornada en la que vamos a hablar, y mucho además, de empleo, en la que vamos a centrarnos también en la evolución de los fondos Next Generation, en los fondos europeos y del impacto que están teniendo en las comunidades autónomas y sobre todo también en las diputaciones y en los ayuntamientos, y un día en el que contaremos también con el cierre, con la clausura del ministro de Exteriores, José Manuel Álvarez, que acaba de llegar prácticamente de las Naciones Unidas. Como ven, un programa completito el que tenemos durante las próximas horas hasta este mediodía en el que les vamos a acompañar, y como siempre quiero dar las gracias a todas aquellas personas que nos están acompañando en este auditorio Gabriela Mistral en la Casa de América de Madrid, y también, como no, a todas aquellas personas que nos están viendo a través del streaming, y con especial atención a nuestros suscriptores, a los suscriptores del Español, a los de Invertia y también a los de Disruptores. Comenzamos esta mañana, lo hacemos hablando de empleo y contamos para ello con Mathias Cormann, con el secretario general de la Organización Internacional del Trabajo, que este año no ha podido acompañarnos en persona, pero que sí ha querido enviarnos este vídeo para hacernos unas consideraciones generales sobre cuál es la situación de la economía y del empleo en nuestro país.
Distinguished guests, dear colleagues, friends all, thank you for the invitation to participate in this, the fourth Wake Up Spain Symposium, and for the opportunity to make some observations on the European labour market and the digital transformation. In the face of high inflation and the monetary policy tightening to tackle it, labour markets have actually been remarkably resilient. The strength of labour markets has been central to the continuation of global growth of around 3% over last year, this year, and also expected for next year, which, while lower than historical standards, is remarkable given everything that has happened in recent years. Total employment across our 38 OECD member countries was, in fact, 3% higher in December 2023 than it was in December 2019, just before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Employment has grown even more across the euro area, up by 5% over that same period. Unemployment has decreased in line with rising employment. In January this year, the OECD unemployment rate declined to 4.8%, which was its lowest level since 2001. Across the European Union and the euro area, the unemployment rate sat at 6 and 6.4% respectively, though Spain's unemployment rate has declined as well, though at 11.6% remains higher than in all the other OECD countries. The labour market impact of the high inflation period of the past 2 years was most visible in the widespread fall of real wages. As inflation is now declining and nominal wages are increasing to reflect past inflation, real wage growth has turned positive across the majority of OECD countries. In fact, in 25 out of 35 countries with available data. Spain is among those countries where real wages are now rising again. Minimum wages have helped to support the earnings of low-paid workers. In January this year, the real minimum wage in Spain, that is the minimum wage adjusted for the impact of inflation, was 9% higher than in December 2019, which was in line with the median increase in real minimum wages across OECD countries, which was the same at 9% over that same period. Moving forward, boosting productivity will be key for continued real increases in incomes. OECD countries, including Spain, have achieved only comparatively weak productivity growth over recent decades. Between 2011 and 2021, annual productivity growth in Spain averaged at just 0.5%. Boosting productivity growth is a key economic and social policy priority. It requires a range of policy measures. Governments must tackle skills imbalances, reduce regulatory barriers to entry for new and innovative firms, tackle regional disparities, support the development and diffusion of new technologies, and of course invest in productivity-enhancing infrastructure. Addressing persistent skills imbalances is a particular priority requirement for Spain. Spain must invest more and better in formal education and adult learning, lifelong learning. This requires reducing high student dropout rates, expanding high quality vocational education and training, and really promoting that culture of lifelong learning. Spain's organic law on vocational education from March 2022 has the potential to help boost productivity by making vocational education and training more flexible and more accessible, and we will continue to monitor its impact moving forward. Introducing individual learning schemes in Spain, as in Canada or France, could also help to further equip more adults with the skills they need to be able to successfully participate and benefit from the opportunities across the labour market. Harnessing digital technologies and artificial intelligence in particular can support productivity and strengthen labour market performance. The recent wave of generative AI tools marked a technological watershed, raising unprecedented awareness of AI's potential to transform our lives and our economies. A significant level of uncertainty surrounds the current and future impact of AI in the labour market and the potential for the automation and replacement of jobs due to AI. We estimate that across the OECD, 27% of occupations are at a very high risk of being automated. At the same time, the potential for artificial intelligence to increase productivity is enormous. Based on survey evidence from 7 OECD countries, 4 in 5 workers in manufacturing and finance say that AI has actually improved their performance at work, and 3 in 5 say that it has increased their enjoyment of work. To harness the benefits of AI, countries need to address associated risks, in particular concerns about increased work intensity, collection of data, insufficient transparency and accountability, and a whole range of other related issues. Many countries have general regulations in place on data protection, anti-discrimination and workplace health and safety, which apply also to the use of AI in the workplace. Such general regulations will need to be complemented with regulations tailored to the specific requirements and applications related to AI and indeed the specific AI-related risks. Some economies have already taken relevant initiatives. For example, the European Union AI Act and the blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights in the United States. Spain is introducing requirements for digital platforms to reveal the formulae used to allocate work. It is also creating an AI oversight agency, the Spanish Agency for the Oversight of Artificial Intelligence, the first of its kind in Europe. The Spanish pilot for an AI regulatory sandbox may also help to operationalize the requirements for AI regulation in the European Union. International cooperation is going to be so important to avoid a fragmentation of efforts that would harm innovation and create regulatory gaps and arbitrage. The OECD will continue to play a key role in helping to develop the global digital governance architecture. In 2019, we developed the first intergovernmental agreement, the first intergovernmental standard on artificial intelligence, the OECD Artificial Intelligence Principles. Our principles have been adopted widely by non-member countries, including across the G20, providing a common basis for broad international cooperation. We're currently working on updating those principles to reflect recent technological developments, including those related to generative AI. And we're developing specific guidance on implementation of measures to promote trustworthy and responsible AI in the workplace. In closing, while labour markets in Europe, Spain and globally have been remarkably resilient, boosting productivity will be key for achieving stronger economic and wages growth into the future. The digital transformation, including the trustworthy, responsible and safe use of artificial intelligence, is an important opportunity to help us boost productivity and strengthen labour market performance. I wish you positive and productive discussions, and thank you so much again for giving me the opportunity to say a few words.
Pues gracias al secretario general de la Organización Internacional del Trabajo, a Mathias Cormann, por estar con nosotros en este Wake Up Spain. Y en unos minutos estará con nosotros la ministra de Trabajo y vicepresidenta tercera del Gobierno, Yolanda Díaz, en este Wake Up Spain. Hasta ahora.